I have the stuff recorded if you guys.
Right, no, but
Yeah,
I want some people to come up and say that was awesome. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, I'm just really excited that Rock Lotto, you know, that Mac Rock and a bunch of other people, you know, decided they wanted to bring it back and are like doing the work to get it done and making it happen. And so I'm just really excited that someone else, you know, some groups of people are like taking the reins on that and like making it happen, because it's way too cool of an event to just not happen.
Jesse's idea, I think, was just to get people together and to get more bands and to do kind of a fun thing. And so it ran for 5 years, from 2009 through 2013. It was at the Blue Nile every time. And that was kind of the second run of Rock Lotto in Harrisonburg.
Me and my roommate, Jesse Stover, had kind of recreated the second iteration of Rock Lotto in around 2009 at the Blue Nile. We'd both grown up in the area and had gone to the original Rock Lotto that was held back around like 99, 98. And that was both an idea of something we wanted to start again in Harrisonburg. The whole idea of Rock Lotto comes from Philly, actually. It started back in the 90s, kind of became a big thing. A couple kids in the late 90s that came to JMU kind of brought the idea here to Harrisonburg, and instead of having it in a venue, had did it as a house show. So it happened for a couple of years, and then the friends that had kind of put it on had all graduated, left JMU, and it kind of petered out and didn't really get started again. In 2009, I was running the Blue Nile's event space. I was doing all the booking, running sound, and just kind of kicking around ideas. And we thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could start that again? And so we kind of went from there and started coming up with ideas on how to actually make that happen in Harrisonburg.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rock Lotto? So here's what's going to happen. In just a few short seconds, we're going to start drawing. We have enough people here tonight that we're going to do 8 Rock Lotto bands. Within this hat, there are discs numbered 1 to 8. We're going to start with the guitar list. I'm going to call you up to come up here in the order in which you signed up. So the first guitar player to sign up is going to draw a number out of this hat. And then we'll be the first person in band number 1 through 8. Some quick rules. There are not many rules for Rock Lotto, but one important rule is if people quit your Rock Lotto band, you cannot just go find your best friend that you're already in a band with and have them join. That's called cheating. Boo, yeah, we don't like that. Rule number 2, this is not the cover show. So if your band wants to do a cover, just pick one cover to do. You don't have to do a cover, but if you want to do a cover, just one. Otherwise, original music. Are there any other questions before we start the drawing?
The basic idea is 60 people go into the pool, drawn out at random into groups of 5. You give them 2 months to put together a set and play it.
I am excited because I just signed up. I'm nervous about it for no reason. But I signed up for drums, and I haven't played drums in a band in several years. So I guess that sort of falls into the, pushing myself thing.
Well, I've been kind of waiting for it to come back. I participated in years past. And so, yeah, word of mouth around town.
Reach into the sorting hat and see if you get a Hufflepuff or not.
1.
Number 1, band number 1. You're back there with Drew Johnson.
Actually, this is my 5th time doing this. I've done this 4 times, and did it the first time with a couple good friends of mine, and I'm just excited to be back doing this again for the 5th time.
I've kind of stopped playing my bass altogether, but it's been in my room. So I just thought this was the perfect excuse to just pick it back up.
Grant and I had talked about establishing it this year again after I don't know how many years, 6 years break or so long. Honestly, I heard about Rock Lotto through a lot of other townies who had done it before that had raved about the whole thing. It seemed like a really good process, which is why I decided to sign up this year.
I always thought it was an interesting idea. It's a good chance for different chemistries to come together and see what becomes of it.
Number 1. All right, get together, mingle, make a plan, but most importantly, fill out your sheet and put a star so I know who is in charge.
I think that's just the fun part. It's it challenges people to learn new things, to get outside their comfort zone, to experience new things. So I'm just, I'm going to be pumped to see what people come up with. And, it's always fun when, people come up with, it happened a couple times with a couple different bands Crab Action. Now they started out that's a Harrisonburg band. They started out as a Rock Lotto band. Another band that went on to do some touring recording called Kill Your Brain started out as a Rock Lotto band. So it's always fun to see the people that it meshes so well from that they're I want to do this, permanently for, I want to do this. Actually, let's go try this. So it's fun to see the difference between people that are just this is just a one-time thing that I want to try out there, or people that are this worked out so well, we're going to do this all the time.
I think it's a great way just to get musicians doing different things, playing with people that they're not used to playing, introducing them to each other. I moved back to Harrisonburg in 2005, and that Rock Lotto in 2009 is how I got back into playing in bands and playing shows again. Because I moved back, didn't know a lot of people. Most of the people that I'd played with before had moved on or had grown up and weren't going out a lot. And so it was a way that I was able to meet other people. And I think a lot of people had that same experience that year. We all kind of knew each other, but it was just a way to force us into a situation where we had to do something, got to start playing together, and for a lot of us, it just kind of kept going.
I think the most important thing Rock Lotto does is just bring people together who might have never met each other, who might have seen each other before at events, at the Golden Pony, at Clementine's during a show, but we've never really interacted with each other, and now they're having that opportunity to do that. Just having the opportunity to be creative is just doesn't come often to some of these people.
Harrisonburg's an odd basket because it's essentially still a small town. It has a lot of honesty to it. It has a lot of you know, like real industry. But it also has a lot of art. Like you have Larkin Arts, you have places like the Golden Pony where we are now. You have a lot of good bars and breweries, and you have a lot of young people because of JMU that like bring in a lot of creativity and a lot of inspiration to the town. So I think for Harrisonburg, having kind of an older institution like Rock Lotto and being able to easily reinvigorate it is, I just think it shows that we have an art scene that's alive and well, you know.
It kind of encapsulates Harrisonburg in a way that a lot of the other, like we have like the Art Lotto and the Super Great Film Festival, and it just kind of, it's as like an arts community. It just kind of brings everything together. It's because you have, you know, Rock Lotto is kind of a misdemeanor because there's so many people from different kinds of musical backgrounds. It's not all rock. I mean, you have people classical. We've had people in here that were DJs and, you know, people playing sitars. It's just a really awesome melding of all the different musical stylings you have in Harrisonburg.
Golden Pony and Clementines and wherever place, it's fun, you know. I get so much love, and I always have a smile on my face when I come out to a show. It's either a friend's band or I'm up there just playing for fun, you know. It's always been like that.
Downtown Harrisonburg, I've only been here, you know, close to a year, but it's like so involved, and everybody is friends with each other. Everybody kind of, so it's good to bring the community together, especially musicians, all the creativity that comes out of it. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm in a band with one person I know, Tucker, and 4 people I don't know, so it's going to be awesome. I don't know what kind of music we're going to play, but I'm really excited. No matter what happens, it's going to be fun.
In the past, there's been some people who've been real sticklers for like, oh, you know, the people in my band aren't classically trained, but most of the times people are really cool about just like taking people under their wing, even learning new styles of music. So just that whole experience of just like learning something new, being exposed to different people's styles, and hopefully maybe teaching someone something along the way.
You have like a full band, but you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what people's talents and kind of what people trend towards musically. So finally meeting with the people that I was drawn towards, my expectations change because you kind of figure out what they're into and you figure out what music they like and what you're gonna play is gonna be different. You can't know that before you go in.
I don't know what these people are capable of. I don't know what they can bring to it, and I'm really excited to see what's going to become of it.
I wasn't expecting a saxophone and a clarinet to be part of the mix, so I was kind of tailoring like what I expected to make, the type of music I expected to make to like my expectations of just like it's going to be some sort of rock or metal or whatever it comes out to be. But seeing as you have a saxophone and a clarinet, it could go wherever we wanted to.
My expectations, at least for the group that I'm in, is that we'll get to know each other and that it'll bring a lot of new people, new faces into the music scene.
What about Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses!
Okay, I think that's what we're gonna go with.
We're Guns N' Roses.
I got a good feeling about
Part
that
2. Part 2.
This time it's personal.
I'm thinking like if you can increase the volume and just up the vibrations, we're gonna break through the threshold into where sound becomes tactile, and we can just get the whole room grooving.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has, every musician has their own quirks, and playing with others is really illuminating because you can learn more about yourself and your own playing. I think skill levels vary, but I think that's a good thing because it shows we have a lot of room to grow and learn from each other and bounce ideas off each other.
I had no musical contacts whatsoever up here in Harrisonburg. A member of a former band I was in, or an old friend of mine, I can't even remember exactly who, told me that they did this Rock Lotto thing in Harrisonburg, and I'm like, hey, I want to be on stage more often. And so I gave it a shot.
Well, yeah, when I signed up for Rock Lotto, I guess my schedule was already pretty crunched, but I decided to do it anyway just because the drive to play music, working. I also play in 2 other bands at the moment, and so scheduling gets difficult, but I recently bought a planner, so I'm trying to figure it out a little better than I have been.
Right. It's the first one is I want to go hog mad, and then it's the I'm looking, and then the second one is oh, that was a little less. It's I say I want some new kind of kick 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you're playing with new people for the first time, there's always these moments of like figuring it out, and there's like, just this kind of tension of like, where do I play, when do I not play, listening, I don't know these people, but like there were some moments where we like really clicked, and there was like some really just cool, like the music fit really well together. It was clear what everybody was listening, and like we would get loud together, we'd get soft together, we would change texturally together. And I was surprised by that. So I was really pleased to like play with musicians who listen that well and who can like really show up and play.
Tiny orb on the ground, and then before I knew it, I was.
We just kind of grooved on some stuff, and then this week we had some patterns and some things that we were thinking about, a little space concept or whatever, and threw it in front of everybody else, and they just jumped right in and ran with it, and nobody's pushing back on anything. Everybody, like, big smiles in the room. It feels good. Like, I feel like no matter what I play, it's like, cool, we can mix that in or whatever,
Today's practice went really well. We kind of had a concept to start out with, just kind of like space theme, space rock kind of vibes, and that was kind of all I really had coming in. And I hadn't met anybody here before tonight. And we got at least 5 or 6 solid ideas down, which can easily become full songs.
That doesn't take a pause. Right. That would be the more whatever we play. I expected rock. I like hard rock personally and funk, but this is a good change, and it's just something to thrash down to. I get to play music, I get to get out of the house a little bit, do something I love. I've been a musician pretty much for like 9 years, and I was kind of stopping to play music because I didn't have any inspiration, but now I have a reason to play music again.
Well, the reason I showed up and signed up for the Rock Lotto is because Grant Penrod had brought it up with me, and other friends who I'd brought that up with suggested I get into it. It's some sort of therapy, I think. I need an outlet for sure. I've been playing music for a long time, although recently in the past few years, not at all. So this is the perfect opportunity to get back into what I would like to be doing with my free time.
My dad's health teacher was this lady from like New Orleans. She was showing him all these slides. He said, "You guys laugh, but one of these days you're going to get drunk and you're going to hop on that."
Oh no!
Oh man!
Oh no!
Stuck with him.
See, this is what the cool part is you come in not knowing what to expect, and then everyone's able
From
to
your
talk about.
bandmates.
If you can talk about genital warts on a couch comfortably, then I think like
I'm not comfortable. We've come a long way this year.
I also kind of tried to avoid having expectations. I was like, I have no idea what the like skill levels or taste in music. Like, I was just like, whatever happens, then I'll just go with it.
I think it's kind of exactly what I expected. When I went to the drawing, I haven't been in the band in a long time, and just looking for people to play with, kind of to kick down the door of me not playing for a while with other people. And this is awesome. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Plug into the Aura 100.
No more genital warts.
No more, I'm sorry. Can that be the name of the band, No More Genital Warts?
No. You're gonna edit that out, right?
There's supposed to be 6 people, but only 5 showed up, so we're already going down there. And then at the next practice where we actually played music, we're down to 4. The guy that suggested that we do shrooms, I think he got disappointed when we didn't agree to do shrooms. So we're down to 4. And also one of the guys were pretty busy working, so he usually couldn't make it. And then later, this guy shall remain unnamed, but he cut his finger, so...
oh yeah, that's Caleb, so, yeah, he cut...
I tried to avoid saying the name. Yeah. Yeah, I think one point with all of this is to try not to have hard feelings about the people dropping out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, one of our most, what do you call that, loyal members was that other guy who shall remain unnamed. He showed up every time, even one day when he was sick. But then I think at some point he just got tired of it, and then he just cut off. So
I wasn't really happy about him saying, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore."
Yeah, I can see that. It was down to the 3 of us, and we didn't really have much. And then
And now we get to 2 pieces.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe there'll be a 3rd in bonus on Sunday.
Anytime you can help you do something that, 1, benefits a music and musician culture, 2, can actually provide an opportunity for musicians to do what we want to do. We want to be on stage. We want to be in front of a crowd. We want to get people worked up. We want to get people to a different level. Understand that, no, you don't get to hear us on the radio. No, we're not a top 10 big major, record label covered band, but at the same time, we're just as talented, we're just as skilled, we're just as passionate, and daggone it, we're doing it for a better reason, because all we're doing it for is fun.
How you feeling about going first?
It's gonna be good, man. It's been a long time coming.
Launch. Launch. Delta Voyage into alien membrane number 5. Yeah, it's the longest band. It's like yeah, it's like a paragraph.
It's Rock Lotto night. First night, baby. Yeah, and my family's here too. Half my family.
So yeah, just hang out, and when you hear me over the PA running my mouth, start to make your way that way. 2 months ago, 42 musicians came up to the stage and inked their names in ink or pencil on a list, and were drawn at random into 8 bands. 2 months is not a lot of time to get to know 4 or 5 other people, coordinate a schedule, come up with a stupid name, write music, learn it, get here relatively on time, and all the things that they need to do. There's people that need thanking. This microphone cord is not one of them. Golden Pony, thanks for letting us do this. Thanks for putting on rock shows here a few times a week. Otherwise, I would be at home drunk instead of here drinking.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks to both Jesse Stover and Mark Finks, who I think are both here tonight and who carried the Rock Lotto torch for years and years before allowing me to pick it up, and hopefully it doesn't sputter out on my watch. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank the guys at Hotel Appalachia. It's one of 2 recording studios that we have here in town. So I'm going to shut up and get off the stage, and Launch DVIAM number 5 is going to set up, and we'll get started in probably a half an hour-ish. So get a beer.
Obviously, like, we made mistakes, well, you know, and we kind of wrote the whole thing in the first session, and we've just been fine-tuning it, but like over the course of 2 months you start to lose a little bit of steam. So I don't know, we just had a good time. I think we were all comfortable. I think we felt great.
Once we got in the room and started playing music, it was like totally,
yeah, we really meshed.
Yeah,
as long as people who knew kind of what we were doing, and
like
we found our places pretty quick.
And everybody, it didn't matter what kind of music you liked, we all came and put our own piece in and just played and made it fun.
dropped out, so that was cool. We still have our full band, which I was stoked on, and it's just been pretty smooth. I feel like everybody got along pretty well, and you know, like some people couldn't make like all the practices, but we made it work. So
I was amazed with the first band. And this next band, I've heard a little bit of them because I left my stuff down at our practice place. So when I'm here to get it, I heard them. They were great too. So I mean, hell, I'm glad I don't have to judge.
Oh yeah, how's everybody feeling tonight? I don't give a shit! And you know it's so good when we're together. Don't want it to end. You're my lover, you're my friend.
forever you're my crush. Can't ever get enough. Oh no, 'cause I got a secret. I don't want nobody else. It's fun.
I had fun, yeah.
Stiff competition.
yeah.
I mean, it's not a competition, but there were a lot of really good bands.
The bands were great, man. Everybody was so different, and like they all had their own sound, and they all just did it very well. It
And
was
we
awesome.
totally brought our own sound too.
Yeah, that's right.
We were different than all the others.
For the lovers, hand me a blunt. Why'd you go and pull that fucked up stunt? You know I am done here. For the lover, God, hand me a beer. Trying to drown all of my tears with booze. Hell yeah. For the lovers, hand me a blunt. Why'd you go and pull that fucked up stunt? You know I am done here.
Honestly, I thought it was a mess. I was personally, but then when when our set ended, I had many ecstatic compliments. So we must have sounded better than I thought we did.
Thanks, everybody. Hopefully, we'll see you next year. In the meantime, come to Mac Rock, April 6th and 7th. Good night. Your cages are clean. Go home.
I was just having a blast throughout the shows. I mean, I liked getting the chance to get up and hype the bands up a little bit. Loved watching all of the bands. Loved watching how much fun the crowd was having, but especially liked watching how much fun the musicians were having and hearing them all say how glad they were that they did it, and the ones that were saying, oh, we might do this again, like our band might stick around and play again. That's the best thing. We need more bands in town. We always need more bands in town.
Let's do this again next year.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it again
next year. We'll get louder.
It's always fun just to see, have people throw you for a loop. I mean, people that you may know or kind of may know before the event, be like, oh, I think I know what their band's going to sound like, and then they show up the night of, and it's just something completely mind-blowing. Or, you get a bunch of people together that, you're not sure what they're going to sound like, and they just put on something just amazing. So it was always just fun getting to see what people came up with in that short amount of time, or what they were able to come up with, because sometimes, people were writing songs that were just like, you'd be lucky to come up with a set like that if you had a whole year.
Everyone should try it because it's really fun. Even if you're not super musically inclined, you can sign up for miscellaneous and then just like do weird things and play a tambourine and scream into a mic. And it's feels good, it's like cathartic. Yeah.
We'll do it again, yeah. It'll be fun.
Rock Lotto! Live long and prosper. Thank you.
Yeah.
There we all did a little
We
bit.
made what do we make, a genital wart?
I made a genital wart.
Take that out. Take that one out.
Cut out the terrible jokes.
The current thought is that we'll do it again. We had good response. I mean, people are interested. People are wanting to do it again. So we'll keep doing it as long as people want to keep doing it. For those about to rock Lotto, we salute you.
Tell me what you think of the Lock Ratto.
Can I tell you a little later?
Okay.